Hello, and glad to have you here today. Today, I'd like to talk about and have a discussion around a book that is one of the best books that I've ever really read or listened to. I do a lot now since I'm doing my cycling, so I listen to, yeah, I've been listening to books and I've just been kind of going through them. And this is one of the best ones because I had no idea. I thought that this book was like full of gimmicks or something to, help you to change people to your way of thinking and that kind of thing. And more so for you than really trying to help someone else. And as I started listening, I was just amazed. The name of the book is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Now, I've heard, about this book and heard about this book, but I just didn't have time to read it, especially raising my kids and running to work and doing overtime and all that type of stuff. And then having a side gig on the, as well. It was just, I just had so much to do, but I am so glad that I am able to and was able to listen to this book. And now I have to buy it because I want to go through and mark off certain things. And, there's just so much of a wealth of information in this book. If you haven't read it, it would just, I suggest that it be one of the ones that you read because it was a feel good book for me. It was emotional book for me. It just there were just so many things about it, but I'll get into that. But I wanted to have you guys let me know where you're coming in from. Drop your opinion about the book, drop it into the chat, and let's have a conversation. And you can tell me what you think if you've read the book. How did it hit you? What did it do to you? Did it make you feel good? Did it make you frustrated? Did it, give you some things that you hadn't even thought about? Whatever it is for you, drop it in the chat. So let me introduce myself. For those of you that I haven't had the pleasure of meeting, my name is Cherie Woodard, and I help business builders and entrepreneurs to be able to use social media to get prospects, leads, and sales in their business. I do that in a variety of ways. I use attraction marketing, lead generation, video marketing, as well as other modern and tr- trending, I almost said tragedy, and trending, just went right out my mouth. Um, Strategies and tips. I don't know what's happening. My lips are doing one thing, my mouth is doing another, and then my brain just kind of decided to take a little slip. But that's all right. I'm back. Anyway, so that is what I do, and I those are the people that I like to help. And for me, it was easy to decide who it was that I wanted to serve, who it was that I wanted to help in building my business because I had already been through and have been through some of the things that other people have been through as well, and not having success and doing things that they really did not like. So that is what I do. Now, when this video is done, I hope that you will either, this is one of those books I actually got to listen to it on YouTube. So when I'm doing my little mini pedal cycling, like my foot bike, I just use it and I listen. And sometimes I close my eyes and I can picture, you know, the scenes, the things that he's describing, and and it's just all I can say is it's nothing like I thought it would be. So I will also have a free training that I will put online. No, I got the ums today for some reason, but I'll put a free training on the video when it's downloaded in the comment section. And it's basically a training that I started out with, and helped me to move forward and keep moving forward and to keep growing. This book, I had several takeaways. And like I said, I'm going to buy the book now so that I can go through and mark off certain things and underline things and what have you. But I wanted to share with you the main things that I think are so important, and maybe we don't realize it. Maybe we do it and we don't even realize what we're doing. And you have people that really are just love you, and you're not sure why. You're just doing the best that you can. But this kind of gave me something where people actually changed their way of thinking and doing things when they were talking to people, or wanting to help somebody, or whatever. So number one, I have, and these are in no particular order, but one thing is people want to feel like they matter. People want to feel, like they're important. And when you beat somebody down with your words or with your attitude, it takes away from that and it makes that person feel a certain way and act a certain way and behave a certain way. And he used so many examples in this book. There were so many examples. Like there's one about a lady who was cleaning this office, and I want to say it was the dentist office. And it's a story that Dale Carnegie had used. And she just, one day a person, a patron, complained that she didn't like drinking from the cup. Not that it was dirty, but that it just was, kind of not as the way she thought it should be, to be silver. And this is back in the day, way back. I want to say, I can't remember. I'm thinking 1800s or something, 1900s, whatever. And she, as she complained, then he had someone who came in 2 days a week, and they would clean the office and do things that, that they needed to do. So what he did was, instead of calling her, complaining to her and telling her this and that, and I mean, I'm actually trying to, in my own mind and in my heart and in my thoughts, I'm trying to think of ways that I can say things better to make people feel important, to feel like they matter. And so what he did was he wrote her a letter, I believe, a note, and in the note, he said some really great things about how well she does and how he's so happy to have her, taking care of his office for him, on those 2 days a week. And he said, and if you need to stay, a few, like 30 minutes more on any given day, because she worked 2 days a week, that to feel free to do that if there were certain things she wanted to do. And I think he might have mentioned, like, doing this, doing that, and just threw in the the silver cup that, he would use with a paper cup inside, but still the silver cup needed to be shined up, cleaned up, whatever, however they did that back in the day. And so and he said, and I'll gladly pay you for if whenever you want to stay over, 30 minutes. And, I'll gladly pay you for that. And I don't remember how it ended, but basically he was being thankful and grateful for her and what she does and did. So the next day he comes into work after he's done this letter, she's come in and done the cleaning. He said his office was immaculate. His desk was so shiny, he could see himself in it. He went to sit in his chair and it was so clean, so smooth, he almost slipped out of it. And it was like she felt heard. She felt like she mattered. And when he went into the office, where he sees patients, that cup, you could see it from the door. It was shining. And all because he made a difference in how she felt and showing her how he perceived her. He perceived her as, someone who deserved to be complimented, someone who deserved to, to feel good about what it was that she did. And so for me, that really did help. It just made me feel good. And so these little stories take a little bit longer. So I'll just keep an eye on the time because I know your time is valuable, as is mine, and we all have things to do. But I just want to share that was so, it just touched my heart. It made me feel good. And of how someone can change somebody's day, change somebody's life, change the way they do things simply because you show them that they matter. The next one I have is people want to be heard. And I've kind of said that already. People want to, be able to maybe talk about something that maybe no one's listening. No one wants to listen to what they have to say. Their wife or their kids, or if they're not married and they're by themselves, they may try to talk to others and may just ignore them or whatever. And when someone actually takes the time to listen, it just really changes things. People feel something when they're heard. They feel, like I said before, important. They matter. It makes them feel good inside. It makes them want to do better. And another really quick example for me was that because I was thinking about this as I was, as I finished the book yesterday, I wanted to talk about it today. And I can remember working for the hospital when I was a registered nurse that was active and in the hospital. And I can remember there were certain people, certain doctors, certain surgeons who were really nice. They didn't put themselves above everybody else, and they just made you feel good. I loved working with them. And so I would bust my butt to do everything that I could on top of taking care of the patient. And, if I was scrubbed in, I would make sure that I did, was listening really clearly, handing them the instrument that they wanted, even having it already because I'm anticipating what they need. Whereas, some of the other people that didn't treat me like I mattered, that talked down to me, and, like I was just, didn't matter if I was there or not. I didn't feel as forward in, doing things as best I could for them. And that's sad to say, but you just get tired of sometimes people making you feel less than. And I know I hear people say that, you can't, don't let people, or you can't let people feel you're less than. It's on you. It's up to what you think. But I know what I felt. And some people made me feel less than. I didn't keep it. I didn't, put it into my being, but I just decided I'd prefer not to be around them. So as soon as we could get the day over with, then the better for me, the better for the patient, and we could keep it moving. And then the next day maybe I'd be in a good room, so to speak, with a surgeon that's really, treats you like they would treat anybody else. And then the other one I have is people want to be respected. And there are other examples, but I won't get into that right now. Maybe at another time, we'll talk about some more of my takeaways and I'll put in another story. But this book really has made a difference in how I want to make people feel and be more aware of it. It's like, it's not like you didn't know maybe, but you weren't really aware of the influence, that you have over people depending on how you make them feel. You know, it's like Maya Angelou said, when you know better, you do better. And, as I have continued to grow and learn and to read this book, it really lifted my spirits. It lifted me. It made me want to lift everybody else. It made me want to help people to feel good about themselves. Everybody is not, the most beautiful person in the world. There's a few people that are really pretty. There are a few people that are really there. Well, there's lots of people that are really pretty and lots of people that are really beautiful. But there are people who may be more plain. It doesn't mean that they don't deserve a compliment. It doesn't mean that they don't deserve to be treated like everyone else. And that's, I guess, more of what I feel after reading this book. I want to build people up like I wanted to do that before, but even more so. It's like tenfold compared to what I thought before. I thought the book was, like I said, a gimmick. I thought it was something that was telling you how you can actually get over on people. And so that's why I never really read it, because I didn't think, but then as I started reading more books, then I found out that these guys from writing stuff from the 1800s and and even a little bit further back and even a little more forward, and what kind of it just makes a difference. It makes a difference even in marriages. But I won't go there. I'll stop it right there. But this was one of the best books that I have read, along with the one that I just read before this one, and that was Think and Grow Rich. There's so much in it that I got the book the other day from Amazon so that I can go through and underline, some of the things that he talked about, and how to help you to think and grow rich, how to help you to be better at, this and that and so on. So I hope that this was interesting. I hope that it gives you a reason to maybe pick up the book and read it if you haven't. And if you read it a long time ago and you don't remember, the feeling that you get when you read it, maybe read it again. I mean, some books are meant to be read over and over as you continue to grow and learn how to treat people better. We're going through a lot these days, and it's so important for us to treat people better. And and a lot of this, there were business owners, involved in some of these examples. There were, people who had shipping this and that, and it was just a whole lot of information, but it was so uplifting, so much more than I ever thought that it was. And I'm so glad that I read it, and I will be reading it again, because it just offered so much. It offered so much. And it added so much meaning to me as a person, for me to be able to add to someone else, lift them up, build them up. I don't care that you may not be the prettiest person in the world, but I really love your hair. So I would make a comment about that. And I really, like your sweater, because I do, and nothing fake, nothing where it's not authentic. That's the other thing. All of this was authentic, and people realized how much better they could help someone in their life, you know, by doing the things that they were learning from this book. So basically, that is it. I'm going to go on and get off here. I'm not really seeing anything in the comments. And I will put the information in for that free training that I did when I first started in this company that I'm in, which is an education and mentorship program. And I want you guys to have a go at it. So just check it out. I'll put it. It'll be when the video's downloaded. It'll be in the video in the comment section. So basically, that is it. I want you to take care. Have a good rest of your day wherever you are in the world, and just do just think about that. Think about this book. Think about how you could help somebody else. Talk soon. Bye now.